All right, weird day in the country, weird weekend in the country, weird weekend to be talking on a sports network about some uncomfortable stuff. But let's get started with Domonique Foxworth and Bomani Jones. All right, guys, help me out here. This weekend for me, I'm 51 years old, and I've never felt quite the weight of what something felt like, where I was depressed, hurt, angry, saddened, embarrassed for my country, not recognizing my country, even as you guys might say, no, we kind of recognize parts of this country. And so I ask you, Bomani, first, like, what do you do with what this weekend was? Because it was heartbreaking to me, but I was surprised when we were talking on the radio that there was almost hope in it for you.
Yeah, and I'll tell you though, I didn't do a lot of consuming of the images that came out of this from the weekend because honestly, I mean, even if I didn't know the particulars, I felt like I knew what it was that was going on. We saw this happen 6 years ago, surrounded after Mike Brown got killed in Ferguson. Like, to me, this is not new. The new part is some different people at the party. Little bit surprising to see. And I do think that to a degree it is encouraging. I mean, look, man, Dale Murphy, my favorite baseball player growing up, stoic Dale Murphy, put out a link. I mean, was tweeting out links for you to donate to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, to the bail funds, to Black Lives Matter. Like this is different. It's a confluence of circumstances that bring that man into that place. I understand, but that's something that you never would have expected before. And so for me, I am struck and somewhat curious about why this is the one that has brought so many people together. But this is a different kind of coalition. Some of the people who are normally inflammatory in times like these have chosen to stand down or actually come down in some way on the side of right on this. So maybe this is something that leads to some level of positive change because for whatever reason, it took this one for some people to get it. And damn it, they seem to get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still can't figure out why this one is different. And maybe it's in part because we're all stuck in our houses and we've had, like in rapid succession, we had three kind of egregious incidences, but I can't figure out why. And that's why I'm having a hard time being as optimistic. I'm not going to lie and say that I wasn't encouraged by Tom Brady's post and I obviously was encouraged by that. I was encouraged by Carson Wentz. I was encouraged by all these white players that are coming out and saying things, not just players, but companies and leaders of industry. Like, it's encouraging, but I still am left with, once we get off quarantine and once we move on to something else, when there's actually something on the table to take action on, there's some legislation, there's an election, there's some funds that need to be raised to affect some sort of change. I hope that they're still there then. That's my question. And I can't say that I feel confidently that they will be.
Well, this is my question, really. Are these same white people going to stick around after we're not just so happy that they showed up in the first place? Because right now you can win some real bonus points just by showing up. It's a deviation from what has been done before. Just saying that you're down, it'll go a long way, except the value on that is now starting to go down because just about everybody's doing it. And you'll notice that people are still being fairly careful in the way that they talk about these things. But in the end, a lot of these people who are showing up, thank you for coming, but there's a good chance that they're also complicit in some of the behaviors that have gotten us to this point. What typically is the holdup on these matters is, are those people going to have the temerity and stand and not just simply face like what they've seen in their society? Are you willing to face some of the things that you might do? Are you willing to face like some of the things that you see around you and that you ultimately let slide? And can you listen to that without being defensive? Because I think you can look at that video and for a lot of people, it becomes easy because you have never leaned on somebody for 9 minutes until they died. You can otherize that. You can put that off. But when the discussion comes close enough to your house, to your kitchen, where that fastball is coming close to your jersey, are you going to be able to stand in the box? And the way to get it done is going to require some people to do that. And that's what I'm hoping for. But that's the part that hasn't been tested yet.
Have you been getting a lot of emails and texts and white people reaching out asking what they can do? Because I have, and like I have things that I say, but like,
but wait a minute.
I don't think we've done exactly what to tell them.
I don't think we've done nearly enough with the idea of what Bomani, as an Atlanta guy, just said. As complicated as Atlanta is, that Dale Murphy, that specific name is in the middle of the mix. Like, yeah. Dale Murphy, you can make the argument, is the whitest person in the history of the entire sport, and he was a star in Atlanta in a way that was unreasonable.
And I feel like, by the way, if we need to heal these streets, all these people on the internet breaking bad with Murph, we could form like Voltron to shut that down. Like, at least for people my age, I feel like Dale Murphy's the one thing we can all get around. Y'all can pack y'all stuff and move as far out the city as y'all want, but we come together when it comes to Murph, right? I don't even feel like Hank Aaron could pull them together in that same way. He was out here threatening people. Murph, who doesn't like Murph?
You are so
Lenny
right.
Dykstra got on the internet today and started Breaking Bad with Murph, and I sent that link to Mina Kimes because they got to rename that damn dog.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.